So next, leadership may be attempted leadership. So attempted leadership means when an individual in the group attempt to exert influence over other members of the group. So that is called as attempted leadership. Okay. Successful leadership. So when the influence bring about the behavior and result that were intended by the leader. So successful leadership means when the influence brings about the behavior and results that were intended by the leader. Effective leadership when successful leadership result in a desirable functional behavior. So the effective leadership means it is happening when the successful leadership results in a desirable functional behavior and the achievement of a group goals. Next, so leadership may also involve exercise through greater knowledge, expertise, or reputation. So, leadership also involves the exercise through greater knowledge. So, what definitely a leader may have the greater knowledge among their from their subordinates or peers. They having the greater expertise, or they having the experience about any specific work or specific skills they have, or also they having the reputation. So they're having a positive reputation among their peers, among the company. And second is the personal qualities or charisma and manner of exercising authority, adoption of a particular style of leadership. Next is the dynamic form. So a dynamic form or leadership is a dynamic form of behavior, and there are number of variables that affect it. So leadership is a dynamic form of behavior. It's not about um, only a specific behavior. So it is a dynamic form of behavior. So dynamic means the behavior will be different at that as per the different situation, different scenarios. And there are number of variables that affect it. So leadership will be affected by the numbers of variables. So according to the McGregor in 1987, leadership is not the property of individual, but a complex relationship amongst these variables. And he has specified the following variables, like characteristics of the leader. So what are the characteristics of the leader? So attitude, needs, and other personal characteristics of the group members. Nature of the organization, such as purpose, structure, and the task to be performed. Social, economic, and political environment. So the characteristics will be attitude. First of all, attitude. So a leader, an effective leader must having a positive attitudes, needs, and other personal characteristics of a group member. So nature of the organization, like their purpose, their structure, and the task to be performed, and also the social, economic, and political environment. Now, approaches to the leadership. So there may be a several way of analyzing leadership. However, it is helpful. It is helpful, therefore, to have such framework in which to consider different approaches. So, several theoretical frameworks had dominated in different points in the time, and these include trait approach, behavioral approach, the situational approach, and the functional approach. So approaches, there are four types of approaches to the leadership. First one is the trait approach. Second one is the behavioral approach. Third one is the situational approach. And the fourth one is the functional approach, trait approach. Now we are going to discuss the trait approach. So the scientific study of leadership began with focus on the traits of effective leaders. So the basic premise behind the trait theory was that effective leaders are born, not made. So as per the trait approach, the basic premise behind trait theory was the effective leaders are inborn. So they are not made. The effective leader are inborn, they are not made. So leader trait research examines the, so what are the research have done? And so such leader trait research examines the physical, mental, and social characteristics of an individual. And in general, these studies simply looked for significant associations among individual traits and the measure of leadership effectiveness. So, this approach focuses attention on person in the job and not on job itself. So, the trait approach focuses attention on the person in the job and not on job itself, and gives subjective judgment in determining good or successful leader. So the trait approach gives subjective judgment in a determining good or successful leader. So now come to the few characteristics of a trait approach or trait behavior approach. So first one is the focus on individual attributes. So the first characteristic of the trait approach is focus on individual attributes, like emphasize on personal qualities like intelligence, charisma, confidence, decisiveness, and integrity. So as per the trait approach, the leader focus on individual attributes and they emphasizes on personal qualities into professional qualities like intelligence, charisma, confidence, decisiveness, and integrity. Next one is the innate or inborn of qualities. So, like extroversion, emotional intelligence, and strong workout either. Next one is the search for universal traits. So, the, that are common among all successful leaders across different contexts and situations. So, however, the list of possible traits is too long. So, as we know that the list of possible traits is very long or is too long, and there is not always agreement on most important. So, moreover, the trait theory offered no explanation for the proposed relationship among individual characteristics and leadership, and it also did not consider the situational variables that might moderate the relationship among leader trait and measures of a leader's effectiveness.